Hello, I'm Douglas Johnson, the day tripping adventurer, and today we're going to do another siren walk here in Los Angeles. Siren walk number 11. So I've got 5 sirens to see today, and according to my map, they're going to take me over a period of 9 miles, 9.5 miles. And between the first and the second siren, I actually have to go over a mountain. So it's supposed to be hot today. Right behind me here is the Red Lion Tavern. I specifically decided to park over here and start the trip so that I have to come back here at the end, and it's something to look forward to at the end, a nice cold beer in one of my favorite bars in Los Angeles, the Red Lion Tavern. So let's start this walk, so the sooner I start it, the sooner I can get here and have my beer. So I almost walked right by this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's there in the tree. There's the post. On the corner of Glendale Boulevard and Baxter, we have our first siren of this walk, which is an SD10. This is located just north. You'd come up out of Echo Park, up Glendale, and that's where the 2 enters right there, the 2 freeway. There's no power hooked up to this guy. I don't see any lines running to this guy at all. Looks like it's in really good shape. Now, recently we had a siren in Los Angeles fall down. I believe it was siren 184. I'm gonna do a video on that if I haven't already done it. You can check it out. And what happened was the base down here, it rusted out. That one was a Federal Model 7, so it was probably put up in the 40s. This one was probably put up late 50s. Yeah, these guys have been up here for 70 to 80 years. And even though Los Angeles is pretty, we don't have much weather, so things don't rust quite as much. Things still rust. So yeah, next time you head down Glendale Boulevard heading to Echo Park, look for this SD10 at the corner of Glendale and Baxter, right next to the school playground. All right, gonna head on over to the next siren. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but I am holding the camera pretty even to the ground here. And as you can see, the street is up there. It goes from my feet up to above my head. I just looked up Baxter Street, and it is the, depending on where you look, it's either the 4th or 3rd steepest street in Los Angeles at a 32% gradient. That's freaking steep, man. To give you an idea of how steep the street is, I'm trying to keep, there's that fence line, which is level. And look at this, look at the road. Thank God this is at the beginning of the trip. So just get it out of the way. All right, enough complaining, Doug. On to the siren. Well, I made it, and I was met with this amazing view of downtown Los Angeles. I'm making my way through Elysian Park here. There are 2 big parks in Los Angeles, Griffith Park and Elysian Park. And in the middle of Elysian Park is Dodger Stadium. But as you can see, there is nobody here. I saw 2 people since I've gotten in here. And I'm gonna be passing through historic Solano Canyon. I don't know why it's historic, but they say it is, so it must be. So yeah, I gotta go through it to get to the next siren. Let's go. I made it. There it is. It's right at the entrance of the 110 freeway off of Solano Street. I think it's what it's called. That was probably the most difficult and longest walk I've done on any of these walks. So to get here from Glendale Boulevard, I went up a street to a street called Cove, took that down to a street called Alessandro, which then I took over to Baxter. I walked through Elysian Park to Academy Road, went up and arced around past Dodger Stadium, across the 110. I had to come up, down and around until I got here to the next siren. Siren number 2 on this trip. Another SD10. Looks like it's really good condition. There's no power, no lines hooked up to it. So this thing's never gonna work unless they hook it back up. While I was taking pictures back there, there was a guy outside smoking a cigarette. He said hello to me. We started talking, and he started telling me about the sirens that he used to see around growing up. And he started asking me questions about them, like, do they still work? And have I visited this siren or that siren? That's part of the thing I love about doing this, getting out. It's like especially today. Everybody's afraid that we're gonna argue and fight and be afraid of each other. But when you start talking to people, it's just amazing the conversations you can have. Let's head on to siren number 3. It's about a 2.5-mile walk. I found a plaque. And you know me, whenever I see a plaque, I have to read them. Let's see what it has to say. The Portola Trail, 1769. Spanish colonization of California began in 1769 with the expedition of Don Casper de Portola from Mexico, with Captain Don Fernando Rivera y Moncada, Lieutenant Don Pedro Fages, Sergeant Jose Francisco Ortega, and Fathers Juan Crespi and Francesco Gomez. He and his party camped near this spot on August 2nd, 1769, en route to Monterey. That's a long way away. California registered historical landmark number 655. And Monterey is about an 8-hour drive north up the coast. So I can only imagine how long it took them to go there on horseback. Different times. So Serrano and the 110, I came down to Broadway. I took Broadway over across the LA River, and then I took that to 19th Street, which came on to San Fernando, and I took San Fernando Road to Alice, and on the corner of Alice and San Fernando, there is the next siren. It's a 500. All right, let's go over and check it out. The paint on it is really good. You can still see the yellow on there. This one's in pretty good shape. It's not hooked up, there's no power as usual, but there is the phone line going into it. So it does have the phone line, but no power, so it won't work. There's not a lot of wind, so I don't see it moving at all. So yeah, this one's in really great shape. So if you want to see another one in great shape, come down here to Alice and San Fernando. So back there at the 500, I ran into a guy who started talking, and he told me he just started a new business detailing cars, and I actually need my car to be painted. So we started talking about that, and then he saw my camera. We talked cameras. And it was great. We had a great conversation, man. And once again, this is the second person I've met on this trip. And this trip has turned into a great trip. After trying to kill me at the beginning, so far, I'm having a great time. Now I'm gonna try to have lunch. He recommended a barbecue place down here. I'm gonna head down there. So I just had lunch at Big Ant's Barbecue there in Elysian Park. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna complain. The biggest issue I have is a lot of times the portions are just too big. Especially when I go on these walks, I'm not looking to eat a really big heavy meal, just a little bit. So, but it was really good. I recommend it. You come down here to Elysian Park, check out Big Ant's Barbecue. I came up San Fernando. I went onto the 2 freeway till I got to Fletcher, and then I made a right, and I almost missed this one. That's a firehouse right there, that red building, and right there on the top, right there, that's the siren. I stopped here in the shade of this tree to check my map, and when I looked back, I saw it. It's on the roof of the fire department there. We have a really, really nice looking Federal Model 7. It's not rusted, it's like an orange kind of a color. It looks like to be in really good shape. It's hard to tell if it's working or not because there is a cable going down there and it could be activated by the fire department. I don't know. So as I was taking pictures, the fire truck came and the firemen came in. So I stopped and I asked them about their siren on the roof. You can kind of see part of it right there. If it still worked, and at first they didn't know what the heck I was talking about, but then they said no, it does not work. It's just decorative. So yeah, so there you go. If you ever drive in a Fletcher and you come by fire station number 50 here, on the roof is a really nice looking Federal Model 7. So from fire station 50, I went southbound Fletcher. I took the bridge over the LA River. Once I got across, there's a street called Ripple. I made a left and then a right onto Clearwater, and it's a dead end, and at the end of the dead end, there's our final siren, an SD10. The paint's all gone. It's dark, so the moment I saw it, I was like, hey, look, it's camouflaged. So yeah, there's like a lot of the original paint on that one's gone. It seems like it's all rust. Somebody built a bench around the base of this siren, so that'd be a great place to wrap up this walk. So yeah, so this trip has been been an interesting one. I gotta say, in the beginning, it almost killed me. Baxter Street, that 32 degrees up in the staircase, I thought I was done at that point. But then I made it to Elysian Park, and how quiet it was gorgeous. And then meeting all the people I met 2 people on this trip that I had great conversations with, and they started over Sirens. And it just goes to show you, if you get out there and you start talking to people and you're open with people, we all get along. It's like, I had a great trip. I'm a little parched. I did have water, I drank it all. It's 90 degrees out. I'm gonna head on over to the Red Lion right now and get that beer. But make sure to like, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future walks. I still have many Sirens to visit in the city, as well as I post random videos all the time. So thank you for joining me on this day tripping Siren walk number 11. I'm Douglas Johnson, the Day Tripping Adventurer, and as always, try to get out, but stay safe and stay healthy.